Hello and welcome. My name is Sotonye Afiesimama and this is Today in History for the 25th of June. Right, so let's get started with the year 1678. And I find this hard to believe that it was that long ago that we had our first female Doctor of Philosophy or PhD, and her name is Elena Cornaro Piscopia. She was from Venice, so she's a Venetian. She was awarded the doctorate of philosophy in 1678. I repeat, 1678. As a picture of our first female PhD, Elena. Moving swiftly on, it's the year 1903, and the author of 1984, Animal Farm, amongst others, his name's George Orwell. Full name, Eric Arthur Blair. Born on this day, 1903. I'm not sure I mentioned that earlier. He was an English novelist and essayist, journalist and critic. His work is characterized by lucid prose, biting social criticism, opposition to totalitarianism, and outspoken support of democratic socialism. We did talk about George Orwell a few videos before this one. Talked about his book 1984. So go check out that video. Let's move on to the year 1852. This guy fascinates me. His name is Antoni Gaudí, Spanish architect. And I shall show you some of his designs. Obviously not that. We'll get there in the end. So, that's one of his creations. Hopefully we'll find another one. It says another one there. And the one that made him famous, the La Sagrada Familia in Barcelona. Still not finished, as you can see from the picture there. So he was a Spanish architect known as the greatest exponent of Catalan Modernism. His works have a highly individualized, one-of-a-kind style. They are definitely one-of-a-kind. Most are located in Barcelona, including the La Sagrada Familia. Fascinating. It's like a combination of sculpture and architecture just rolled up in one. Absolutely fascinating. You don't see any angles, you just see curves. It's from what I can see here. It's almost like something out of what's this movie that was made in New Zealand? The Lord of the Rings. Yeah, the sort of thing you'd see in Lord of the Rings. It's quite interesting. It's quite interesting. So that's Gaudí, who was born on this day in 1852, Spanish architect. We're moving now to the year 1900. Lord Mountbatten was born on this day. Was Admiral of the Fleet, Louis Francis Albert Victor Nicholas Mountbatten, the first Earl Mountbatten of Burma. He was a British Royal Navy officer and statesman, an uncle of Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, and second cousin once removed of Queen Elizabeth II. So in case you didn't notice, Queen Elizabeth and her husband are distant relatives. So from what I read, you'd have put two and two together. I'm sure you're smart enough to do that. Okay, let's move on to the year 1910. Igor Stravinsky's ballet, The Firebird, is premiered on this day. The work was performed by Sergei Diaghilev's legendary ballet company, Ballet Russes. It was a huge success, catapulting Stravinsky to stardom. 1947, on this day, the Diary of Anne Frank is published. The Jewish girl's account of her life in hiding from the Nazis has become a well-known work of world literature and made Anne one of the most prominent victims of the Nazi regime. She died at age 15 in the Bergen-Belsen concentration camp. So that's Anne Frank's real diary. Right here, her book, The Diary of Anne Frank, was published on this day in 1947. It's a sad story, but I think it's one that should make us think about life and the brevity of life, how things can change all of a sudden. Live each day as if it's your last, because one day it will be. Do not hold grudges, forgive quickly. There's no point. There's no point holding grudges in life because, stuff can just change in the twinkling of an eye, literally. So, I'm speaking to me as well, Anyway, right, let's move on to 1950. The Korean War begins as North Korea invades South Korea. So that was on this day in 1950. The war soon evolved into an international conflict and a proxy war between the US and the Soviet Union. That's interesting. Leading to fears of a new world war. It was ended by an armistice in 1953. Well, today there are two nations, or there's still two nations. I don't know if there were two nations in 1950, but I'm assuming so. So that's what happened on this day in 1950. 1967, the world's first live global satellite TV program is aired. The BBC program, Our World, featured artists from 19 countries. The Beatles premiered their song, All You Need Is Love, on the show. Some 400 million viewers tuned in. 1993. Both Canada and Turkey elect female heads of government for the first time. Kim Campbell became Canada's and Tansu Çiller Turkey's Prime Minister on this day. Worldwide, women in top political positions are still, sadly, the exception. Moving on, 1947, on this day, or rather, forgive me, 2009, Farrah Fawcett, she was born in 1947 but died on this day in 2009. Now, who was Farrah Fawcett? Let's take a look. This beautiful lady. Does she ring any bells for those who are old enough? Well, I will put you out of your suspense. She was an American actress of stage and screen. She was a model and an artist. It's okay, I'll get to what she did, what she's famous for. Don't you worry, I'm sure some of you are screaming at the screen right now. A 5-time Emmy Award nominee and 6-time Golden Globe Award nominee. Fawcett rose to international fame when she starred as Private Investigator. Any clues? Jill Monroe in the first season of the television series Charlie's Angels. This beautiful lady died exactly 11 years ago today. It's Farrah Fawcett from Charlie's Angels. someone else famous died today, and it was none other than Michael Jackson. On the same day we lost Farrah Fawcett, we also lost Michael Jackson. He was an American singer, songwriter, and dancer. Dubbed the King of Pop, he's regarded as one of the most significant cultural figures of the 20th century and one of the greatest entertainers in the history of music. Well, I couldn't agree any more. He was a very, very talented performer, very talented musician as well. So we lost Michael Jackson exactly 11 years ago on this day. That's the end of Today in History for the 25th of June. Thank you for dropping by. Thanks for your support. Please, if you like this video, do not forget to give me a thumbs up by clicking on the thumbs up icon. And also, don't forget to subscribe as well. Click on the subscribe button and you will see the notification bell, which is going to be the bell at the top. Click on it so that YouTube notifies you when I upload videos. Thanks again, guys, for watching. Stay safe. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.